All right, guys, how's it going? Jarrad Branthwaite, do you think he's Anfield bound? What do you reckon? I was blitzed with messages and emails yesterday from people, wanting to know what I thought and tipping me off, say Donkey's betting odds are slashed and all that, it's got to be on, Donkey, it's got to be on. It don't work like that, guys. It really doesn't, right? Many years ago, I uploaded a video to here. It's probably still on this channel. If you search Sky Bet, I can't remember. I think it might be called Sky Bet. It's a long video, no, maybe. But I think I was ranting and raving. And I remember many years ago, I've got the article open on the screen here. Manchester United complete £16 million signing of Phil Jones, Blackburn defender, heads to Old Trafford. England under-21 international signs 5-year deal with United. And it says here, this is 2011, I think, guys. June 2011, right? Bear with me. Jones passed a medical and agreed personal terms with United on Wednesday last week after the club met the £16 million release clause in the player's contract before Venky's, Blackburn's owners, stalled on the transfer amid interest from Liverpool. So Liverpool were really trying to sign Jones at the time. It was an intense situation. I'm sure the videos will be on here if you were to go back. I wouldn't want to subject yourself to that, to be honest with you. But what I can remember is it was a similar situation with the betting odds, right? And Sky Bet had Jones has been something like 4-5 to sign for Liverpool, 3-1 to sign for United. Now, you don't need to understand betting odds, but let me just say that the betting odds were basically telling the audience, the bookmakers, Sky Bet, which is the one in question, and others, but Sky Bet is the one that was being promoted by Sky Sports News, right? The bookmakers were saying is basically nailed on for Liverpool, like Ruben Amorim was nailed on, like Xabi Alonso was nailed on at various points, right? It's just an indicator of where the money's going in the market. And let's be honest, right? Football fans, right? They don't bet with their head. They bet with their heart. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't think when it comes to football betting. Like, when you go to horse racing, you might study the form of a horse. You know what I mean? You might just pick it because of its name. I get that. But if you're serious, a punter, you look at the form, the conditions, the track, etc., etc. With football, you tend to with Alonso, everyone wanted Alonso. Oh, yeah, Alonso. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it sounds right and all that. And what happened was with Phil Jones at the time was that Sky Sports News were pushing Sky Bet, right? And a lot of people, and still to this day, and I don't understand why, pay attention to Sky Sports News. I see people in my comments sometimes go, until it's on Sky Sports News, I'm not there. And I always facepalm because they're the last people in the world that know what's going on, right? Trust me. They just read stuff from Ornstein and Joyce, and then they'll put Sky Sports News sources, right? Within seconds of them posting on X, on social media. It's quite embarrassing, to be honest with you. But at the time, Sky Sports News were promoting Sky Bet, which is a little bit naughty if you think about it, because it's influence. And they were saying Liverpool favourites right now, to sign Jones, blah, blah, blah. So, and here's the latest betting odds from Sky Bet. And it had Liverpool as the shortest odds like this with this situation with Branthwaite, right? So the fans were like, oh, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. He was undergoing a medical at the time they were saying this. At the exact time Sky News were pushing Sky Bet, he was undergoing a medical with Manchester United. And I was screaming this at the time. So it was like playing on the gullible, if you like. Now, I'm not quite sure how the ownership situation works today with Sky Bet. But what I can say is I'm going to quickly read something to you. Sky Betting and Gaming is a British-based gambling company owned by Flutter Entertainment with headquarters in Leeds, West Yorkshire, and offices in Sheffield and Solihull. Sky Betting and Gaming consists of 5 core brands: Sky Bet, Sky Vegas, whatever. In 2015, this is 4 years after the Jones bullshit that they pulled, Sky PLC sold an 80% stake in the company to CVC Capital Partners for £600 million, with Sky retaining a 20% stake in the company and agreeing to a long-term license of the Sky brand. And it goes on and on and on and on, right? So according to this, Sky still have a 20% stake in it, or they're certainly making money from selling the branding, if you like, to this to Flutter Entertainment or whatever they're called, right? So you're probably thinking, what's all this relevant for, Don? Well, because if we look at the Jarrad Branthwaite stuff. You know, the betting odds are exceptionally short, which means, in theory, people are putting money on that, right? And making it look like a possibility. Now, you have to differentiate between genuine information where someone's gone, we've put a bid in for such and such, right? Or the bookies playing the fans a bit, because from this they can make a fortune, right? Do you know what I mean? If it doesn't happen, they make a fortune from it. And unfortunately, the football supporters, they pay too much attention to this kind of stuff, and they think that there's something in it. I ignore it. Whenever you ever really seen me talk about, you know, this player is the favourite to sign for Liverpool, I don't really do it during the managerial stuff we did, because we kept an eye on the markets for several weeks, if not months, and it was interesting. And look what happened there. So I've got to be honest with you. Over the years, there's been people that I have known within Anfield and also other football clubs that have said to me, "Dunk, this is going to happen, put a bet on it." And I have relayed that information to my members, right? My VIP members, right? Because back then we didn't really do the YouTube as much, I don't think. I can't remember. But certainly on the members' website, right? The video description has the information how you can become a VIP member and chill with me all day on there. Fucking great on there, I've got to be honest. Anyway, but I would say that. So, I remember, I can't really say, but it's just someone that was very close to like the chief executive at Real Madrid, and you know, you would hear things, you know, about Michael Owen and stuff like that when all that was going on. Basically, every time someone gave me some information, this is going back many years, because I stopped doing it, they would give me information and say, "Dunk, you can put a bet on that. It's going to happen, mate. Definitely. You know, he's at Anfield now. We're sorting out his mobile phone contract, or we're taking care of the family. You know, the property. You know, that's when you know a deal's done, and it's not out there publicly. You say, get a bet on it, Dunk. Get a bet. You know what I mean? So I had. Notice I said had as in past tense, a 100% success record on betting on transfers concerning Liverpool Football Club. One didn't come off, and that was because of a medical issue. And I can't remember who it was. It was a medical, and the betting thing was the player has to complete the move by August 31st, which was the deadline day at the time. And I lumped on, you know, and I said to the members, "Yeah, it's you know, we had the information from Real Madrid, all right?" And let's just say that people involved with the people at Real Madrid were trying to buy Liverpool Football Club at the time. And, you know, my members will remember, had that deal gone through, had we sold to the Middle East, you know, I was told who the chairman would have been, who the chief executive would have been. It would have been fucking brilliant if all that had happened. It was a very, you know, I was really like in the loop with it all, if you like. And so I was like, yeah, this deal's going to happen. You know, we know this lad at Real Madrid, and who would have come to Liverpool if the deal had gone through to buy Liverpool. And it didn't happen because the player was injured. But he did subsequently transfer to Real Madrid later, but it didn't count. So it was technically, he was right, like it's definitely going to happen, but the bookies, with their technicality, you know, like it has to happen by deadline day. I think it might have gone in through in the January, so I can't remember who it was. Well, I don't even think it was a Liverpool player. I can't remember. So some of you guys will remember. But I felt so bad at the time, you know what I mean? Because I'd said to the members, you know, trust me, guys, it's going to happen. And everyone up to then had happened. So people made a few bob. So it just became one of those things, like people understood, you know, the grown-ups, like they were like, well, it's an injury. What can you do? Like, it's not your fault. But I've left it alone since then. But when I look at betting today, the betting odds for players to go somewhere, I never, ever, ever pay attention to them, guys, ever. And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, they are wrong. So if you're new, you know, maybe if you're a little bit younger, and I'm not being patronizing or condescending or anything, but if you know, maybe you don't understand it, or you're just learning a bit about life and stuff, like, you know, with a horse, for example, in a race, if it was 20-1 and it's back down 18, 16, 14, 10, 8-1, 4-1, that horse is probably going to win the fucking race. Let's be honest. Might not, but, you know, it happens, right? And but it's different to football. Football fans, I'm going to say it, and it includes me, it can be thick as fuck at times and a bit gullible. Do you know what I mean? Oh, right, yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen, right? Now, is Jarrad Branthwaite going to go to Liverpool? Right? Is he going to go to Liverpool? Well, Manchester United couldn't, you know, agree a fee with Everton. for a start, and the transfer fee is phenomenal. So if Liverpool wouldn't pay some fees that were quoted over the summer, you know, like if they wouldn't pay 50 million for this or 50 million for that, why would they pay 70, 80 million for this kid? And would Everton do business with us anyway? Maybe they would be powerless to do business with us, but you can certainly expect an even bigger tax on that situation. So yeah, lovely player or whatever, nice player would be great, but it doesn't sound right to me. And I just get the feeling that the fans are being played with this, and someone's making a lot of money out of it. So keep your money, you know, in your pockets, basically. And like I said, I think I said in a previous video today, never say never in football. Like I wouldn't come on here and say this deal is definitely not going to happen. One, how would I know? I'm not a Twitter twat, right? But secondly, you never know in football. You never know in football. But what I'm trying to do in this video, and I don't know if I've done a good job of it, is I use one famous example. Sorry, my screensaver's come on. I use one famous example. Manchester United complete £16 million signing of Phil Jones. And I guarantee you that if anybody watching this video was around then, watching my content or on the members website, they will remember it like that. You know, so they were literally promoting on the screen, Sky Bet odds, you know, Phil Jones to Liverpool, favourite. He was going to go in a medical right at that fucking minute, you know. And that's naughty, isn't it? Because, in other words, whether it was intentional or not, Sky Sports News are promoting at that time, you know, a sister company or, you know, part ownership or whatever of Sky Bet. And the more Liverpool fans were putting money on, even though they knew that he was, well, they might not have known, you know, but everyone else seemed to fucking know, apart from the Sky Sports News station, you know, that's dedicated to this shit. You know, all them Liverpool fans lost money because they were like, oh, you know, Sky Sports News is saying, you know, and they believe Sky Sports News, Sky Bet's favourites, so I'll put a tenner on it. But it failed. It didn't happen, which meant that Sky Bet made a fucking fortune from it. Do you know what I mean? And it was one of the most frustrating things in memory for me to do with football betting. So please don't pay any attention to betting odds. Now, if it comes off and he signs for Liverpool, don't you dare come back here and say you were wrong, because what I'm saying to you is 99% of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's bullshit. And if you watch these things, you watch these markets, you'll see it very, very rarely happens, guys. It really does. So please, 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 don't fall for that bullshit. All right? And I'll leave it with you. I don't think I've done a very good job of the video, but my heart's in the right place for this one. All right? So I'll leave it with you. If you appreciate maybe, you know, trying to explain a few things to you there, please do thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. And if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, hit the super thanks button, the love heart under the video. And if it doesn't work or you want to use another method, you read the video description and you can find out other ways of supporting this channel through that. And you can follow me on social media, which I would love, all right, on my Instagram and shit like that, just to get away from the football a little bit. All right, so will we be signing this kid? I'm not quite so sure about that. But yes, football's football. Liverpool's selling a lot of players at the moment, trying to raise cash. That would appear to be the case. Are they trying to put it on top of something else for a big money deal? You know, maybe that's possible. Or maybe we're just deluding ourselves. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just be careful with the bookmakers when it comes to promoting betting odds concerning potential player transfers. All right, guys.